Now that all of that is over, told you about the schedule, I told you about the plans, I told you how well it's working, how the things we realize we have to do wrong. I want to tell you a funny story. So my new commode doesn't have a cover. I showed you, I think. But I do have a tote lid that fits perfectly on it. And that goes behind it when I use it. Like I basically dump it behind it. Like just pick it up and it goes down there. Well, yesterday, I forgot to put it back on. And do you remember why I said I need to keep it covered? Yeah, because sometimes I fall asleep with my phone in my hand and it falls. And last night, it fell into the toilet. Oh my gosh. I'm so glad I have an iPhone 11 that is water resistant. But it was like, clean it. I was like, get the wipes, get the thing. Like, it was so horrible and funny at the same time. Because now I can't get up and do anything, right? I'm holding this phone over the, dripping off the thing, yelling for Jim. So that's why we made sure we put wipes there. So I could have some antibacterial wipes if I needed them for anything. So, my gosh, it was just like, he went and washed the phone and he went to go hand it back to me. I'm holding like I'm still sitting here like this with my hands like this. And he's like, here, take this. I'm like, Jim, I need a wipe because my hands are full. So he brought me an antibacterial, like a hand wipe. Oh my gosh, it was just too funny. It was too funny. I'm just like the comedy of errors, you know. It was gross. Don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to be like, oh, I'm so brave that I use pee-pee phone. No, I mean, it happens. Stuff happens. But I'm so grateful that I have a phone that's water resistant. That's all I have to say. If it would have been 3 phones ago, it would have had to get a new phone. And then it would have been the end of my YouTube channel. Not really. Just saying that. But, yeah. So I just thought that was really funny. Now, the funny story is out of the way. I'll tell you something. I have noticed in the last 2 or 3 days, I don't know if it's merely a coincidence, but it is a lot more painful to lay on that side than it is to lay on this side. I don't know why. It was the opposite in the beginning. It was much more comfortable to lay on my left than it was to lay on my right. Now it is switched. I sleep on my stomach, so it's not like I sleep on one side, it prefers the other. I sleep on my stomach. So, with my legs totally flat, which by the way, when I was, up until I hurt myself, it was always one leg bent. So if I was laying on the right, my left leg was bent. If I was laying on the left, my right leg was bent. Not laying on the left, but you know, like you do this or you do this type of thing. So this is just like totally flat, turn my head, and my legs stay totally straight and flat. And when I first get into any one position, whether it's coming back here or going back there, it does ache a lot more than it does like the rest of the time. But I've noticed that I can't stay on that side as long, which is kind of weird, as I was able to. I'm still now I'm doing about 50%. I'm laying about 50% this way and 50% that way. Before it was 75% that way, 25% this way. And I would save the 25% for the end of the night because I would sit here. I can use my phone without being in Jim's face. So I would sit here and do this, like sleep and get ready for bed and be in a position where I can lay on my stomach quickly, like the ease of laying on my stomach more. It's just really weird. I guess that's the nature of like, I'm sorry, I have an itch on my thigh. That's the nature of how you heal. You know, like I guess the nature of healing is, you know, it'll not go all at once. It'll go slowly and steady and that kind of thing. So, yeah. Jim started going back into his American Cozy lessons, and he did come across a chapter that he wants to share with me, and I'm hopefully praying that we come across a chapter about something that I shared with him on TikTok. So I told you there's a lot of ADHD, neurodivergent people on TikTok. They have like, there are psychiatrists and therapists and educators and psychologists, all these people who work with ADHD. There's actually 2 people that I follow that have it and treat it. So they're like female gynecologists. So it's just so much easier to like relate to somebody who's going through what you're going through, I guess is what it is. So one of the things that one of the people shared was a lesson that they had learned, that they had taught themselves, and in a rhythm that they had to teach themselves. Don't put it down, put it away. Now, I think I shared this story with you once before what Jim was talking about. We have to make sure we put things away instead of just leaving them around the counter. And I was like, that's a great idea, Jim. And he's like, yeah, the whole family has to start doing that. And I was like, okay. And I was shut up about it, but that has literally been my issue forever. And I know having ADHD, it's important a lot of times to be visual with the things that you have, or you forget about them. So like, if you guys remember from way back in the channel, the black and white cabinets in the kitchen used to be the snack station. So Jimmy would put all his snacks on there, and this way he would always visually see what kind of snacks he had, and he was able to eat. So then it got like we had to retrain him to look for snacks in the snack areas, as opposed to just seeing them. When you feel like having a snack, go into the snack area and see what we have. So that took some training. So the next thing is like that training. He's like, don't put it down, put it away. Don't put it down, put it away. He said it to me, and then I found that mantra she says to herself: don't put it down, put it away. As she's putting it down, she goes, don't put it down, put it away. Don't put it down, put it away. And she says it every time she goes to put something away. And he's so funny because if he could do that, that would be amazing. That would be like the biggest goal or the biggest obstacle for him to overcome. So I tell you that to tell you this. I had, and I know that I was going to leave this for the Q&A, but I really want to talk about it. So I had a lot of questions in the comments. One of them being, why is Jim cleaning my office instead of me? It's not Jim's mess. And I want to address that really quickly. First of all, the reason I'm not doing it with him is because I'm incapacitated at the moment. Now, I'm not incapacitated all the time. You guys have seen me in plenty of videos doing the office with Jim. Now, Jim has, for a long time, been the physical laborer. Like for 5 or 6 years, he's been the one who does most of the physical work, but not all of it. Especially the last 3 years. But right now, I can't even get up. I can't even sit for more than 5 minutes. So definitely can't walk into the room and then sit in the chair. By the time I get over there, I'd have to come back and lay back down. Until we get some treatment and figure out what I'm supposed to be doing. Okay. That being said, if you think about it, because I've got a lot of people complaining that I don't craft anymore. The last craft that I did in my office was the 3 Easter wreaths. No, it was Mary's cystic fibrosis awareness ribbon, the purple cystic fibrosis awareness ribbon. That was in May. I cleaned up from that. Any mess that is in the room since then has been my husband's doing. Now, I know that part of it is the couch. We moved the couch out. So we had stuff that was on the couch, like my basket of fabric. To me, that's clean. When everything's organized and put away, that's clean to me. I mean, I obviously have a lot of storage laying out. And that's why we got a new system. That's why we're redoing the room, so we wouldn't have to deal with that. But everything that's in that room that's a mess right now is Jim's doing. Because I have not been able to step a foot in that room since May. When was the last vlog I did in there? I did vlog in there a couple of times, I think. I feel like I vlogged in there a couple of times. I might have. Maybe up until June. But when I hurt my knee back on Mother's Day, that was really like, it was hard to get in there because I needed to use the walker. At first, the first couple of weeks, I was using the cane and that was okay. But once I started using the walker exclusively, it's difficult to get in there and maneuver around with the walker. So I think I was in there like 2 or 3 times just to vlog. I didn't do any work. I did clean off the table, but I didn't I didn't add any mess. Let's put it that way. That's what I mean to say. I didn't create any mess. But I have not stepped in that room since June. Like even when Lisa came and she was going to help, we didn't do anything in there. I did go in there to move the couch. So I say I didn't step in there since June, but again, that's not 100% true. But I mean, I haven't done anything in there. So every mess that's in there is Jim's doing. Keep that in mind. Because we cleaned it. It was clean before we started organizing the house. That being said, I know that some of it is my stuff because when we bring stuff from the Dollar Tree, it goes in there in just its bags and he puts it wherever. He does this thing where we call like dump and like walk and dump. Because perfect example is when my father couldn't get in and out of his bed anymore. We got a lift chair, so he would prefer to sleep in a recliner in the living room. He was having leg issues and they had to be elevated. So he started sleeping in a recliner in the living room. And he said, go ahead and use my room for storage. I'm not going to be in there. I just need the path to go to get dressed whenever I go get dressed. And I said, fine. So Jim had literally like this entire, I think my father's room was 12 by 12 and it had a queen size bed in it. And he literally like had a pile like right by the door, which if you're going to use a room for storage, like walk it in, make a pile, make it neat, make it nope, he just poop. And you can only do that for so long before it's like you can't get in anymore. And then you have to deal with it. And again, I'm not complaining. This is not razzing on Jim. This is just his process. So part of like the mess that's in there is while we were organizing the other parts of the house, it became a place to put stuff to store. You know, just be like, oh, well, I don't know what we're going to do with this in the meantime. Let's just put it in the craft room. Okay. So somebody had asked me, why is Jim doing it? And then that's why Jim's doing it. Jim's doing it, A, because I'm incapacitated or immobile, really the way it is. So we're going to do it via FaceTime so I can help him or support him or whatever. And B, it's because it's his mess. It's my stuff, but it's his mess. So like, if your 14-year-old gets in your makeup and just makes a mess, are you going to clean it up for her? Or are you going to make her clean it up? You know what I mean? Like that's kind of, and I'm not comparing my husband to a 14-year-old. I'm just using that as an example. So that's to answer that. One of the other things that was brought to my attention was Jim doesn't wipe me anymore. There was a lot of talk about like him having to come in and clean me up, and that was in the beginning. I was in a very, very small commode that had a back bar that didn't allow for me to twist and wipe. But that is not the case anymore. I have a new commode. I'm completely independent with toiling. The only thing that I cannot do is empty it because I can't walk. Because if I could walk, I would go to the bathroom. So for right now, that's all he's doing for me is emptying it and putting water back in it. And helping me clean the pee-pee phone after I drop it. Okay. Do I have any others? I mean, we'll still address this in the Q&A because the Q&A is going to go on the main channel anyway. But I'm wondering if there's anything that I can answer now that was sort of a concern. Somebody said, how do I shower? I don't. I can't sit for more than 5 minutes and I can't walk, so I can't get to the shower. We're just doing sponge baths right now. And I say we, but again, I need Jim's help to A, set me up with the sponge bath, and B, to reach the certain areas that I can't by bending and twisting. So like the back of my right leg, my right hip, all of those things are a little bit more impossible to get to. And of course he does my back because I cannot twist around to do my back. And because I'm not in the shower, I don't have the thingy. So, So he does my back, and the rest of it I do myself. I mean, I can, so I do. He does mostly my right side and my back. So that's to answer that question. How do I brush my teeth? Like anybody who's bedridden, I brush my teeth with, he brings me the cup with the toothpaste on the toothbrush, and I brush my teeth. I rinse. I spit it into the garbage can. I rinse again. I spit it into the garbage can because there's tissues and liner and everything. And then I put my brush in there, rinse it, and he takes it back into the bathroom. I don't leave it here because I don't need it 14 times a day. So I do brush my hair. We do have dry shampoo, but I have to tell you, like, does my hair look dirty to you? Because my hair always looks the best when it's, like, dirty. It's so dry and brittle normally that I feel like it always looks best when it's dirty. But I do have, like, the Pantene hair conditioning, like, leave-in treatment that I do just to keep it, like, soft and supple and make it smell nice. But dry shampoo is really, like, what I've been using. And I don't use it that often, again, because it's just, like, when it gets to be, like, too much, then I go ahead and use it. But I also don't have a lot of hair, as you know. Not only do I have a bald spot here, but it's just, like, I got my hair cut off, and, yeah. Can't think of anything else that I can address before a Q&A with Jim. Well, hopefully we do get a chance to do that Q&A tonight, so I'm going to be talking all about it. Like, I did ask you guys to leave me questions in the comments. Oh, a couple of people did address, like, I need to get up. I need to move. Like, actually, I can't. So I don't know if you just don't watch all of the videos. I know they're lengthy and I do a lot of talking. But the doctor told me not to. Don't bear any weight on my foot. I'm on my leg at all. Currently, right now, I just stand up. I stand up when I go to get dressed. I stand up parts when we do sponge bathing, when Jimmy changes the sheets, I would need to reposition. So, like, before I got into this position, I stood up to, like, lay back down. The real reason I do that is because my nightgown, if my nightgown is bunched up under me, it hurts. Like, it digs into my hip and stuff. So I make sure it's flat when I reposition. Obviously, I get up to toilet. But I'm not supposed to get up. I get up to weigh myself once a week. I want to make sure that I'm not gaining weight again. I can fit on the MRI machine. So that's good. It's still down to 332. I think it was 333 the other day, but I asked an extra day of weighing me because I felt like I was all in my feels the other day. I just was like, I felt like I just wanted to eat, and I was a little and I felt bloated, so I was like, let me just check, and it was just back up 1 pound. So that made me feel better in a way, just to say, like, okay, I didn't ruin the MRI chances or whatever. So let's see. Excuse me. That's the only reasons I stand up. And when I weigh myself, I use the walker to lean on because, you know, we have to, like, put your good foot up on the scale first. So I have to, like, lean totally over the walker so I don't put any pressure on my right foot. And then I hop on there and put the other foot on and kind of try to balance. So, let's see. I do sit up several times a day. As I mentioned previously, I wasn't ever able to sit up for more than 60 seconds, and now I can for like 5 minutes, which is great. That's because I've been sitting up every day. I've mentioned earlier that I try to sit up in bed, and it's still a no-go. And it's still not any progress being made either. In the beginning, my hip hurt too much. Now it's like just my knee, but it hurts a lot right away. Which kind of stinks. It really does. I mentioned it 1,000 times. I wish I could just sit up in bed. Meh. What I'm finding now is, like, when I sit up with my leg straight, it wants to pull, like, my hamstring. And whatever is wrong with my knee, pulling my hamstring is no, 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 no. Don't do it. Don't do it. That's like, I get like, you gotta sit down. So, let's see. Yeah, so that's where we're at right now. I know people, again, they don't always watch all of it, and then they have all of these questions. The questions aren't always presented in the kindest manner. Also, I would like to say I had a beautiful subscriber of a lot of years, which I'm very, very sad about. Actually just suggested why I get a hospital bed that would help with the sitting up. And she was attacked, which I was really disappointed about. She wasn't telling me to go, like, she wasn't mean about it. She was just saying it would help. And then she said she was going to unsubscribe and leave because she didn't expect that kind of hate. And I didn't expect that kind of hate. When I responded back to her, I was like, that's a great idea. I don't know if it would work though, because sitting in bed is the part that hurts. But yeah, then she messaged me that she was gonna unsubscribe and wished me well, and I was like, oh, that's don't go, like, don't go. And then when I went to go say that, she was gone. It's very sad. So even if you're an ally of mine, you know, I did want to mention that it's difficult because, and I did say that in her comment, the first comment I gave to her, I said it's hard because people are on the defensive so much, because when I'm attacked, then all of my allies get on the defensive immediately, and even somebody who doesn't mean to could say something that could trigger the allies to stand up. But it's all right. I just want to ask everybody just to be kind to each other. That's all I ever ask of anybody, is to be kind to me, I be kind to you, and then we be kind to each other. Kindness is free. Smiles are free. Oh man, that's so good. Love coffee. So you'll be watching this on Monday, even though it's a Sunday sit and sip. Monday is my MRI appointment. It's at 1 o'clock Central Time. I'll be home, or it'll be done by 3, she said, 3 p.m. Central Time. But I don't know if that's 100% true, but we'll see how it goes. I don't know what time I'll be home. Depends on how I feel. I told you last time, on the way back from the x-ray appointment, as we got into the neighborhood, I started to get really comfortable. So I said, Jim, just keep driving around. He was like, nah, I'm going home. I'm like, all right, we'll just go. So I don't know how I'm going to feel tomorrow. If I feel good enough to drive around the neighborhood, maybe we'll go to Starbucks or get some lunch or something. We'll see how it goes. But I still have a little bit of Starbucks money, but I have Starbucks stars that I got to use before September. That's really what it's like. Use them or lose them. I got the most stars in October. Can't wait for using those. I got to use them by October. Anyhow, I digress. Pocus. If you don't use TikTok, you should. Now, I said to Sharon when we were starting to get into TikTok last year, I said, you really should be on TikTok. And she's like, I don't want to see 15-year-olds dancing. I was like, sweetie, that is so not what TikTok is anymore. I was like, that's a big, there is still that. But you find your people. So there's Teacher Talk, which we call, and if you search the hashtag Teacher Talk, then you'll see all of these creators who are like teachers, that they'll help each other out. They'll give teacher tips. They'll talk like teacher venting, talk about their school systems and their students and all these things. But I love cooking videos. I love Dollar Tree videos. There's Dollar Tree hauls. There's Dollar Tree DIYs. A lot of YouTube creators have ventured on there. Liz Fenwick, the Southern Girl, this Southern Girl Ken, oh gosh, Olivia's creative, Olivia. I want to say Olivia's Creative Home, and I think that's right. And I don't know why I can't just think straight. Because I can't. So they're all on there. I think you guys have mentioned J Money. J Money's on there. So, DIY Crafty Guy, Jamie's on there. So there's a lot of creators on there. And then there's people who aren't on YouTube, who just have DIYs. And then there are just people who are like makeup artists who use DIY Dollar Tree organizing and stuff like that. So there's just a lot of different creators. I love art TikTok. My gosh, there's so many talented people out in the world. And it's so nice to be able to like see them. Now, TikTok was really great when the videos were all just like 60 seconds, but kind of like got great because now they're 3 minutes. But I think some people take advantage of the 3-minute thing just to like make them 3 minutes, if that makes any sense. Like some things I feel like could be in a minute, and now it's like I'm listening to you talk and I can't hear the end of your story because you're boring the hell out of me, whatever. But anyway, I'm sorry. So whatever subject, there's gardening, there's farming, there's cattle, there's like animal maintenance, whatever you're into, you can find it on TikTok. And like I said, 60 seconds to 180-second snippets of just life on TikTok. And plus size girls are on there, and plus size fashions are on there, and skinny girls and skinny fashions, of course, they're always on there. So it's just nice. I like it. I have a couple of TikToks, not many, but I was like, I don't mind creating it. Just a couple have inspired me to really do some. And then I was kind of like, the Southern Girl can edited one of her YouTube videos to put on there. I was like, I could do that. I could do that. Maybe get some more subscribers or whatever. But I'm not in that space right now. So editing is best done at the computer for that kind of stuff, in the chair, and I can't do that just right now. So yeah, there is that. Anywho, I digress. But that's it. There's a school teacher, his name is Greg, and he's like, I digreg. And there's a second generation. I think she's a first generation American woman from India. Her parents are from India. She does this fun, like, impression of her mom. She talks like she's an old Indian lady, and she tries to like give relative funny sort of reviews and answer questions, and but she does them really funny. She's just really funny. And she's the one who's like, Pocus. She's like, that's not why we're here. And she wears a crown. Oh my gosh, the Tiara Club. Oh, they just wear crowns. Just wear crowns. I'm a queen, so just wear a crown. Doctors. Oh my gosh, I follow so many doctors on TikTok. So I was able to get most of my information for the pandemic. Obviously, you have to follow up with resources, but yeah, I mean, I think one of the reasons I got into TikTok as much as I did is Lisa introduced me to it. And then when Mom and Dr. Jones got on there, I was like, oh, wait, what is this now? Lisa said this was cool, but I was like, the doctor's on there? And I was like, oh, I got to follow that. So that's why I really got into it. So it's a lot of fun. I feel like I'm an OG because I liked it before the pandemic. I think I was on TikTok since October of 19. So it's like, oh man, I'm OG. I'm on there. I'm doing the thing. Of course, she found out about it from the kids. So anyway, I don't have my TikTok linked in the description box down below. I wonder if I should add it. Probably should add it. But again, I don't put on there as much. I don't post there as much. So that's that. But listen, I'm going to go because it's getting to be a very long video. So I apologize for the length. I apologize for the sinuses. I apologize if I flashed you at all because, girls have their mind of their own. I love you guys. Thank you so much for listening. And if you have any further questions, go ahead and leave them in the comments. I will check to see if we need to do like another Q&A, definitely let me know in the description box, or not in the description, in the comments down below. Oh, I love you guys. I really do. And as always, you take care. God bless. I'll see you next time. Bye. Meow.